Dr. Fred DiDomenico back again with the Thought Behind the Thought video series. Hey, we have a really intense one today. And what's that principle? The person with the most conviction has the highest influence. What's that mean? When you're interacting with someone, the person that's the most convicted, the most rooted, has more influence over the other person. So how does that apply? Well, in coaching, because this is a life coaching self-empowerment model, it's not really what chiropractic is. New patient comes in, we want to teach them how to live their life differently, right? We're really self-empowerment coaches with a healthcare application, but you haven't been trained. We just forgot to get trained. That's why we're doing these videos. Okay, so as a coach, life coach, and self-empowerment coach, your job and responsibility is to help people realize they have a whole spectrum of emotions. Man, they have a whole number of perspectives that they have freedom to choose at any moment. And so the problem is an objection is when they get stuck in one perspective. And so when you can help them change that perspective, you can move from a self-limiting behavior into a self-empowering behavior. That's really what coaching does, is how to identify that limiting belief, limiting behavior, and turn that into a self-empowerment behavior to live your life better, right? Now, first of all, in order to do that, we have to realize that we have those. We can't get stuck in a certain behavior. You know what I mean? We have to get through our own and realize at any moment we can choose from a whole spectrum of emotions. And when we can do that, then our conviction is higher than anybody we're talking to. So what would be a great example? Well, and before we get into that, let me interrupt myself. Here's another principle. Always see the best in people and then talk about it. That's the way you handle objections. As a self-empowerment coach, you always see the best in them because everybody has a positive intent. There's always a positive intention in every action. So when you see a positive intention, you see the best in one and then you talk about it, then your conviction is higher, right? Because you're bringing out the best in people. So let's have an example. The only way objections have power is the power that you give them. So when your conviction is higher, you don't see objections, you just see that people are stuck in an emotion. So when someone says, you know what, I can't afford it. Well, that doesn't mean they can't, that's not even an objection. So you think I can't afford it is an objection. It's not an objection. What it is someone who's stuck in a mindset. Oh my God, I'm subluxated, my wife is subluxated, she has this problem, that sounds expensive. They go into overwhelm with it. I can't afford it. That's not an objection. So immediately, get the product 7 Steps to Mastering Change, by the way. You gotta create a pattern interruption, take responsibility. Well, first of all, common reality. Ms. Jones, I understand. Do you believe that your wife's got a condition that's breaking her body, not making her sick? Yeah. Talk about their values. Now, as a husband, you feel you care about your wife. You got to protect not only your wife and make sure your family's healthy, but protect the financial security. Would you agree? Yeah. So are you looking at this can fit in your budget? Is that why you say you can't afford it? Now I'm reframing. Right? Well, yeah, we just don't have her people. It's not in my budget. Oh, see, that's the thing. This isn't a budget thing. This is an investment in health for the rest of your life. Now, in our financials, we have 3-step financial. Step 3 is find resources. So why don't we look at what financial resources that you have, look at my body language, and then we can see how you can make this investment for the health of your wife and family for the rest of your life. That's why you're really here, isn't it? What did I do? I see the best of Ms. Jones. You're here because you care about your wife. No, this isn't a budget thing. This isn't something you put in your budget. This is an investment that's going to help your wife be healthy for the rest of your life. You believe that, right? Because if they do, then yeah. So you believe she has a condition that's making her sick. Yeah, do you believe this program can help her be healthy? Yeah, but we just can't afford it. No, I understand. Yeah, it's not a budget, this is an investment. So let's look at what resources you have. Because that's really, I know you're here, that's really what you want. See, the thing is, my conviction's higher. I look at, I can't afford it. That's not an objection. No, you're just stuck over here. But look, we can go over here because you had kids, right? If you had kids, were they an investment? You got married, did you always know how you were going to do that? right? So they've already done things they didn't know how they were going to do. This is just another situation, notice my body language, another situation where I don't know right now, but if you know you're sick, do you want to just talk about how we can make that happen for you? Yeah, I'd like to. Now the problem is, they may not have desire. You have to qualify desire. If they don't have desire, you're not going to have money. But if they have desire, you can find a way how. So the doctor's job is always qualify and get their desire really high. And we have certain steps to do that. So what would be another objection? I can't bring my husband to a workshop. He'll never go to a workshop. He hates chiropractors. He's not gonna come and look at these x-rays. First of all, let's find out what the objection is. First of all, what happened that he doesn't like chiropractic? Actually, I ran into this on a coaching call today, so if you're probably watching this, you'll recognize this. Someone said, well, I'm gonna bring my kids in. The mother said, I'm gonna bring my kids in, but my husband, he's not gonna go to the workshop because he doesn't believe chiropractic should be for kids. Well, yeah, they're gonna get under care. That's not gonna work. And he won't go to the workshop. But if the husband doesn't go to the workshop, you're never gonna get the kids. Right, all the husband is doing, what's the thought behind the thought? Hey, sweetheart, I'll give you what you want now, bring the kids. But as soon as, and then what did she say? Well, then if we can afford it, the kids will get under care. Well, what do you think the husband's doing? He's saying, oh, he's trying to give her what she wants, and then he's gonna say, no, we can't afford it, and here's the logical reasons why. It's already done. The kids aren't gonna get there. So what do? I don't see that as an objection. What we see is he's stuck in a mindset, but she's got to go influence him. So how do we do that? Now you guys are sitting there, well, I want to see how he handles this one. Come on, you're thinking that. I know you are. So we see the best in them. So we talk about her values. How do we bring out Mama Bear? Ooh, does a woman get what she wants? A wife gets what she wants when she wants it bad enough? Man, bring the Mama Bear out. Daddy Bear doesn't mess with Mama Bear ever. Okay, you already know that if you're married and you have kids. When Mama wants something, it's already done. So I say, Ms. Jones, I understand. Hey, Mary, that must be, you know your kids need this, right? I mean, you understand it, and your job as a mother is really to protect your children. Is that what Mama Bears do? Is that a value? You want to raise strong, healthy kids. You protect the health and well-being of your kids. Would you agree? Yeah. And his job is to protect the financial security. The security huge for a woman who's taking care of her kids. So to protect the health is also helping him. If you have healthy kids, number one, that's your primary concern, right? Is to protect those children, right? And he's trying to protect the finances. So by protecting their health and making sure they're healthy, aren't you also helping him protect the finances? Right? Now you're meeting both of those highest values. And then I'd say, so guess what? He's not coming here to talk to me. He could hate chiropractors. That doesn't matter to me. But he's coming here because he's protecting the family. Isn't that right? While you protect the kids. Isn't that right? So he's coming here for his children and for his family. That's why he's coming to the workshop. Besides, what happens when you see this and you realize that you want to keep your kids healthy for the rest of your life? And if he doesn't believe it, are you going to fight with him how you want to raise your kids for the next 18 years? Do you want to go through that argument for 18 years? Because you already want to raise them differently, right? Are you going to fight with him for 18 years? Or do you think you can show him that he's coming for a different reason so that way you can be on the same page for 18 years? Which do you want? Right? Because this is all about protecting your kids. She's going to go home and she's going to have a talk with him. His butt will be there, I guarantee you. Now, see, the thing is, most people, well, my husband hates chiropractic. Like, oh my God. Now the husband's conviction is bigger than yours? No, we don't do that, right? That's why the person with the highest conviction has most influence. My husband hates chiropractic, he's not gonna come. Well, that's great, what happened? Okay, that's fine. He doesn't have to care about me or chiropractic, but I'm pretty sure he cares about you. Does he care about you? Well, he lets me do whatever I want. You mean he trusts you to make good decisions. But if he knew that you had a condition that was breaking your health down, that number one, is going to affect your health, and number two, affect the financial security of the family, do you think he'd probably want to know about that? Does that affect his life directly? Yeah, so although he trusts your decisions, he probably wants to be involved in that decision, don't you think? So go home and tell him he's not coming for me or to listen to me. He's coming to see how to get you healthy and make sure that you have a healthy, secure family for the rest of your life. I'm sure you can go home and tell him that. Right? Now all of a sudden you empower people. Why? Because it's not that the husband hates chiropractors. I see the best in the person that's not there. I talk about his values. I see the best in the person that's standing in front of me. I talk about their values. Now when I do that, my conviction is so high that there is no objection that a person can give, that our conviction is higher. The reason people have objections and they walk out is their conviction to their objection was higher than your conviction to overcome it. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. You saw an objection that was bigger than something that you could handle. Now you may say, well, I don't know those words. Hey, that's why we're doing those videos. Hey, guess what? Go to a boot camp, man. You want to change your life? You want to change your practice? Go to a boot camp and learn how to master this stuff. And there's no objection that any person can give you that you can't handle. It doesn't mean they'll get under care. But what it means is, hey, 16%, no matter what you do, they're not going to commit. But if you get 84% to stay for 100 visits, you're changing the lives of a lot of people. Okay? So what's the principle? Person with the highest conviction has the most influence. An objection is not an objection. It's not a barrier. It's just a person stuck in an emotional perspective that you can change. Learn these communication tools. Help them see their life and themselves differently by you seeing the best in them and talking about it, and then helping them see from a new perspective that leads them into empowered action. That's the thought behind the thought. You know what the thought behind the thought is today? That the person with the highest conviction, this is an energetic, subconscious influence. It's not by what you say or what you do, it's by who you are. There you go. Have another one next week.